Once upon a time, in a small town in the countryside, there was an old, abandoned house on Maple Street. It was said that the house had been empty for years, ever since a family had lived there and mysteriously disappeared. No one had dared to enter the house since, as it was rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of the missing family. One night, a group of teenagers decided to explore the old house on a dare. They gathered together at the edge of the property, laughing nervously as they stared up at the dark, booming house. They decided to split up and explore the house in pairs, each armed with a flashlight. As the first pair entered the house, they could hear the floorboards creaking beneath their feet. They cautiously made their way through the dusty living room, passing by old furniture covered in cobwebs. Suddenly, they heard a faint whispering sound coming from upstairs. The teenagers looked at each other, wondering if they should continue. But curiosity got the better of them, and they climbed the stairs. At the top of the stairs, they found a locked door. They jiggled the handle, but it wouldn't budge. Suddenly, they heard a loud banging sound coming from the other side of the door. They jumped back in fear, their hearts pounding in their chests. They could hear the sound of something scratching at the door, as if trying to claw its way out. The second pair of teenagers heard the commotion from downstairs and rushed up to see what was happening. They found their friends standing frozen in front of the locked door, and quickly joined them. Together, they tried to force the door open, but it wouldn't move. Suddenly, the scratching stopped, and the room fell silent. Just as the teenagers were about to give up and leave, they heard a sound coming from the other side of the door. It was the sound of someone whispering. The whispering turned into a low moaning, and then a loud scream that echoed through the house. The teenagers screamed in terror and ran for the stairs, tripping over each other in their haste to get out. As they stumbled down the stairs, they could hear the sound of someone or something chasing after them. They burst out the front door and ran down the street, not stopping until they were a safe distance away from the haunted house on Maple Street. From that night on, the teenagers refused to speak of what had happened inside the old house. But they never forgot the feeling of terror that had gripped them that night. And whenever anyone mentioned the haunted house on Maple Street, they couldn't help but shudder and feel a cold chill run down their spine. The end.